So I describe the Samarkand as a community of diverse persons, both residents and employees, who really enjoy living in community. It's a fun atmosphere. It's an atmosphere where everyone is supported and honored and really understood to some extent.
Everyone is so kind and smiling all the time, and that's the first impression you get. The campus is beautiful and the people are wonderful.
And we loved that it had a reputation of having wonderfully friendly people.
And we are also a diverse community, so we respect everybody's background and everybody's belief system. And that's the beauty of being the type of community we are, where all faiths are honored, all belief systems are cherished. And so it's important that the staff and the residents all know that that's the expectation, that we are going to honor each other and we're going to respect each other.
Covenant Retirement Communities really was birthed out of a vision from the Evangelical Covenant Church in 1886, and they opened the Home of Mercy. And it was in the city of Chicago. Covenant Retirement Communities today has grown to the 15 communities that it is. And one of the commitments that was made many, many years ago is that Covenant Retirement Communities would have a retirement community in every conference of the Evangelical Covenant Church. And so as individuals move in and they look at the financial security of that individual community, while that's extremely important, they also have the assurance that they have a backup from the larger organization in the event of access to funds to do new development, or in the event that that community would be challenged financially. They know that their investment in Covenant Retirement Communities is safe.
We often come to realize that the strength of being part of a larger organization and the financial stability that that gives us, and also the availability of resources, incredible resources from many, many talented people across the country. We have the benefit of sharing our best practices with other communities. We have the benefit of coming together as a community within a larger community of CRC to really collaborate and enjoy each other and learn about what goes on in other parts of the country, which is really fun. It does have a storied history, and it started out as a boys' school, an all-boys school back in the early 1900s. It also was a very posh, upscale hotel at one time, and that's where it got its name, the Samarkand. It was actually known as the Persian Samarkand Hotel, and it had a real incredible Persian flair. And then in about mid-1950s was when a group of businessmen decided that this property should be developed as a retirement community. So about 10 years later, there was a realization that being a standalone community can be a difficult task to make sure that you can provide the extensive services that are really expected in this environment. And so this same group reached out to Covenant Ministries and so became a wonderful partnership between the Covenant Church and the Samarkand. Our community is approximately 385 residents and about 225 staff. So it's a big place. I call it a little city.
We have studio apartments, we have alcoves, 1 bedrooms, 2 bedrooms, and customs. Customs are something large and unusual. They might be one of a kind that 2 apartments have been combined to create. As I meet with a resident, a prospective resident that is going to select their apartment or they've just reserved their apartment, part of what I want to do is connect them with people that they have something in common with, that can help introduce them to the community, that can help them find their way as their new lifestyle begins on our campus.
What I like about Samarkand is there's a Christian atmosphere, but it's not like in your face all the time. You know, every one of us hopes that we won't need that extra care, but it's awful nice to know it's there if you need it.
And living here is like a family, so residents take care of each other. And I think that's our family have seen that and know that if something happens here, we have neighbors, we have friends all over this campus now.
I've been involved in marketing, which I love. You could also volunteer in our little shop called New to You. I've done that. I'm on the Building and Grounds Committee because I love nature. I'm recently elected to the council, so then I'm the liaison to the dining committee. So you see there's just a lot to do.
And the other thing was important that we be at a place where we can walk to shops. For instance, Trader Joe's is one direction, just less than a mile. And then we have a very nice mini mall, outdoor mall, about the equidistant, and it's a path along the golf course, so it's a gorgeous walk. And there we have all the shops that we need.
It's very open. You can go up to anybody and ask them a question or make a comment. They're very, very approachable. There's no difference between the people and the staff. Not an insult to anybody, but it's wonderful. They're very approachable.
I found that the staff are so accommodating. They go out of their way to please us. Whenever you request something, their first word is, of course. And especially in the dining room, that happens. But the staff, friendly, they're available to meet what our needs are.
Inspired to Serve, of course, pulling it all together with our service standards of image, courtesy, responsiveness, and safety are absolutely wonderful guiding principles for us to live our work lives by.
Just to see the residents, how wonderful they are and how much we learn from them. That reminds us of our parents. Many of the employees, we don't have our parents here. So we see them as part of our family, and we treat them as they are our mom or our dad.
But they inspire me just by their lifestyle, by their character, by their stories of accomplishments, their humility. It brings the best out of me. It kind of helps me sit up straight and want to be the very best I can when I understand their story.
So with faith-based, you have employees that are here because they think it's God's calling. And I'll talk to employees when they're talking about how they take care of the residents, and they talk about how they would want someone to take care of their parents that way, that they hope somebody's taking care of their grandmother that way.
I like making a positive difference in the lives of people, whether it's my neighbors at home where I live, or when I come to work each day, I know that I'm going to be able to help a resident with a simple task that they're struggling with. Perhaps it's making their lifestyle easier for them.
You know, I think it's hard for people to realize the difficulties as they get older of taking care of a home. What happens if one of them needs extra care? All these kinds of things that can come up. And I think in a community like this, all of that is worked out. It's well prepared for you so that it's here if you need it, and if you don't need it, you don't use it.
I would encourage them to come and have a meal here, maybe spend a couple days overnight and meet other residents that are residents from all over the United States, and go to the cafe and just enjoy an evening sitting out there. And I think they will find that this place is just so pleasurable that you'd want to move here.